Welcome to my show. I'm a guest here. Her name is Naima Spencer. Mrs. Naima, how are you doing, ma?
I'm doing great. Thank you. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much, ma. Firstly, you are a satisfied mindset facilitator, and you're also a former CIA officer. Can you please, ma, walk us through your
Yes.
journey from your background and how you are doing currently now, ma?
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here and share some insights on mindset and with you and with your audience. So to give you a little bit about my story, my journey started 25 years ago when I moved from Morocco to the States, pursuit of the American dream. And through my own struggles and triumphs, I discovered the transformative power of mindset, which has shaped not only my life, but also my approach to helping others. So, for anyone listening, I think it's very important to know and to understand that the experiences and the challenges and the things you go through, they don't shape you, they don't define you, they don't define who you are. So when I look back and think about my backgrounds and I look at all the setbacks and the experiences I've been through coming to this country as an immigrant to create a new future for myself and to have a better life for myself, for a period of time I did not believe in myself. I did not believe that I could do it, and I spent about 8 years going from one minimum wage job to another because I stopped myself from progressing through my own thinking. And even though coming here, I had a vision of going back to school and having an MBA, I couldn't act on that right away. And I convinced myself that I couldn't do anything better than what I was doing until I got to a point where I said, enough is enough. I cannot continue like this. Something has to change. And that's when I took action. And that's when I went back to school and had my MBA and started a career in the pharmaceutical industry, and then moved from Pennsylvania to the DC area. And that's when started working for DoD for a few years and then became a CIA officer for 12 years to now having my own coaching and speaking business and working with people, helping them to overcome fear and anxiety and burnout and develop a strong mindset for themselves.
All right. Thank you so much, ma. Really love your story, and I really understand because migrating from a place to another place is really difficult. That's why I want to ask: when you were having this migration, did you come alone, or you came with your family, or you came with your friend? And
No, I came by myself, and my
wow.
brother came after me, literally like a couple of weeks after that. Yeah, so my journey, I mean, he had his own life, I had my own, but my journey literally was by myself. Yeah.
Well, you're a strong woman. I want to go to the point of language. You speak three languages currently. I think
Yes.
that is English, French, and Arabic. Like what
Mm-hmm.
what came in of like what made you know French? What made you know Arabic? Because actually
Well,
it's from Morocco to the United States. It should be Arabic and English. So like what's those three languages?
no, I speak, in Morocco, we speak French as well. So I grew up speaking both. I grew up speaking Arabic and French. It was actually more French than Arabic in Morocco. French is more of the dominant language there. And then when I came here, I started studying English when I was in high school in Morocco, but it wasn't really enough to understand when people talk to you. And I was able to read it, but not really understand when people talk to me. So basically, when I came to the States, I did not speak English. I learned it here.
Okay, and do you think you still remember those French and Arabic today now? Because it's only English you use on your daily life.
Say that again?
I said, do you still remember the Arabic and French? Because it's English you use in your daily life today now.
I do, but I still, when I call my friends or when I go back to Morocco, I still speak Arabic and French. So I keep up with all the languages.
Right. Thank you so much, man. I want to go to the point of mindset mastery, man. In your own
Hmm.
way, how can you define mindset mastery, and how do you think it can reduce or had or contribute in reducing suffering, man?
So mindset is really everything. Mindset is everything. Mindset is the sum total of our perception and attitude of the world around us. So when we develop a good and strong mindset, we're able to look at the things that happen around us. We're able to look at the experiences. We're able to look at a challenge, for example, and see that as an opportunity, not as a challenge. I always say that mindset is it you have to develop a mindset that empowers you to see the cup half full instead of half empty. So it's all about how we look at things, how we look at the things that happen in our life. Wayne Dyer said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So it's all about what the meaning that you give to the experiences that you go through. Tony Robbins talks about meaning, and he said that meaning controls our life. And it's obviously so true because two people can go through the same experience and experience it differently because the meaning each one of them will give that experience is going to be different. And that meaning will determine what happens after that and what's going to come in your life and how you're going to perceive and react to other things that are similar or not. Yeah.
Thank you so much, man. And I want to go to practices. What do you think? What practices do you think can help in someone that could, can shift someone mindset and help someone reduce their suffering, man?
Mindfulness, in my opinion, is very important. You can practice meditation, just quiet the mind. Mindfulness is crucial because a lot of times you'll see many of us just go into the past or live in the future, but all we have is the present moment. All we have is this current moment. We talk about the future, but when the future gets here, it's now. It's no longer the future. So all we have is the present moment, and that's the only way when we practice mindfulness and we can stay present as much as possible during our waking life. It's very important because that's the only way to free the mind and have more capacity so you can create what you want, so you can focus on what needs to be done, so you can achieve your goals and dreams, because where focus goes, energy flows. So it's very important, in my opinion. One of the things that I teach my clients first is to practice being mindful. Whatever you're doing, be in the present moment and don't be doing one thing and thinking about 10 other things. I was listening to this Harvard doctor last week, and she was talking about multitasking, and she was explaining how the brain actually does not know how to multitask. And when we do that, the brain is designed to do one thing at a time. And when we try to multitask, having our attention over 10 things at the same time, it weakens the brain and it weakens our memory.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Miss Naima. And you said meditation. Is yoga practice part of the type of meditation someone can use to reduce suffering, man?
Yoga, I love yoga. I've practiced yoga for years. And yoga, it helps in a sense that if you can be present in it, I mean, it helps physically, of course, but if you're being in what you're doing, it helps to reduce stress when you're doing it and you're present with what you're doing, not doing yoga and thinking about other things that you need to do. I think in everything that we do, when we are mindful, that's what makes a difference. When you are present is what makes a difference in your life to reduce stress, because overthinking is the art of creating problems that didn't even exist. So the moment we slow down and we quiet the mind and we bring our, thinking a little bit down, that's when the body feels that and we become more relaxed. And when we are more relaxed, we have more better clarity.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Naima. And I want to go to the point of self-awareness. What role do you think self-awareness really plays in one mindset now?
Self awareness is very important in a sense that we have to be aware of our internal dialogue. What are we telling ourselves? So that's important. We have to be aware of the thoughts that we're thinking, and we have to remember that we are the a thinker of the thought. It's not the other way around. You're the one thinking the thoughts. And a lot of times we let those thoughts control us and control the actions that we take. But we are the thinker of the thoughts because thoughts are very powerful and they affect how we feel. You can have an angry thought and then become angry, or you can have a happy thought and then become happy. So we have to be very aware of what we're thinking and what we're telling ourselves, or the stories we're telling ourselves. They determine the actions that we take.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank you, Mrs. Naima. And
you're
I want to go
welcome.
to the point of development. Um, how do you think developing a mindset when is resilient to suffering? I'm in a position whereby now I've correct myself when it comes to resilient to suffering. I've worked on my mindset. How can I try my best to develop it now?
So practice, practice, practice. It doesn't happen overnight because we develop these negative patterns over years, and they become really strong, and they become the lens through which we see and perceive everything that surrounds us. So to break that pattern, it takes time. The same way it took time to build it up, it takes time to break the pattern. So the first thing, like I said, is to become aware and to catch the thought or the negative thinking when it starts, and to not dwell on it. We all going to have negative thoughts. It's normal. You're not going to be thinking positive thoughts all day long. We're all going to have negative thoughts, but the difference is you don't dwell on those thoughts. And in order for you to not dwell on those thoughts, you have to catch them. When the thought pops in your head, you have to catch it and not dwell on it and make a story out of it, and just go that down that rabbit hole. You have to be able to catch the thought and break the pattern every time. But the brain always likes to go somewhere. If you have a limiting belief, for example, that you're not good enough or money is hard to make, every time you catch yourself thinking something like that, you have to break that thought and replace it with something that's empowering, something that's good for you, that's going to help you achieve what you want, not that's going to support you to achieve what you want, not hinder your ability to reach your goals. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Naima. And I want to go to the point of daily routine. Do you know what daily routine do you think can contribute or can support a mindset that is focused on reducing suffering now?
One of the routine, one of the daily practices that I really really love is gratitude. And I think it's beautiful to start your day with gratitude, because when you think, when you wake up in the morning and you start counting your blessings, now you're operating from a powerful state of mind. Now you're not going through your day feeling lack. You're not in a scarcity mentality. You're not having a scarcity mindset. You feel that you're already abundant. You feel that everything is working out for you. You feel that life is supporting you. So, gratitude, when you wake up in the morning, you can start writing down 5 or 7 things that you're really grateful for and really feel that gratitude, not just write it down, but have that feeling behind what you write it down. And that will set your day for success, because if anything, you're going to go throughout your day feeling really good about yourself and about life and about everything that you're doing.
Mm. Thank you so much. Gratitude. Thank you so
Sure.
much, Mrs. Naima. I want to go to the point of negative experiences. I want to use myself as an example. By the time I've had some personal experiences that are really negative, how do you think I can try my best to reframe that negativity into positive something, like to impact my mindset to say, I've learned from this, then I need to develop on this. Not I've learned from this, then I just have to do it this way or behave this way or, have some kind of character. How do you think I can reframe a negative experience, man?
So negative experiences are good, whether they're negative or positive. You're always they shape who we are. Experiences help us develop a, 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 um, a view of how we see the things that are around us, how we see the world. It helps us develop our character. So when you have a negative experience, again, it's the meaning you're given to that experience. You can look at it and go, you can look at a challenge or a problem and think of it as a negative experience, or you can look at it and go, what did I learn from this? This happened for a reason. This happened for me to learn this and this and that. Napoleon Hill said, with every adversity comes a seed of great benefit. Every experience that you go through that you label as a challenge or negative experience, it has something good in it. It has that seed of great benefit. But you can't see that unless you're trying to focus on it and you're looking for it. Whatever you're looking for, that's what you find. If that negative experience, you're looking to see what's the good that came from this experience. What did you learn from this experience? Then you will find it. You'll find your answer. But if you label it as it's a negative experience, then it's going to be hard for your brain to find that seed of great benefit. So I think it's good to stay neutral when we look at the experiences, especially the ones that we label as negative, and to look for the good in that situation and focus on that, and try our best to focus on that, not on the stuff that we didn't like in that experience. And that will help you change your focus about what you went through. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Neymar. I really appreciate it. I want to go to the point of pursuing goals. I might be in a position whereby I'm focused on something. That thing is what I'm focusing on, and I want to get it. What impact do you think it has in someone's mindset?
What was the question again?
Pursuing goals. When I'm in a position whereby I'm like, I need to get this thing, I need to achieve this thing. What impact do you think something like that has in someone's mindset, man?
When you focus on something, you have to think about okay, so when you are in point A and you want to be in point B,
Yeah.
and if I ask you what's the problem, why aren't you able to achieve what you want, then those reasons that you're going to give me are the things that are preventing you from achieving what you want. Those things are the limiting beliefs that you have that are preventing you from reaching your goal. So, what you do is you change those limiting beliefs. Once you identify what they are, you change those limiting beliefs and you place them with empowering ones. If you believe money is hard to make, you want to believe that money comes to me easily and abundantly. If you believe that, well, I'm not able to find the person of my dreams because relationships don't work out. Well, you want to believe that you will be able to find the person of your dreams, and that there is proof that there are a lot of people that are in good and happy relationships, and if it happened for them, it can happen for you too. So just as an example, so figuring out what the limiting beliefs that are preventing us from getting what we want is is very important, because that's what's preventing us from getting from where we are to where we want to be, and then changing that limiting belief into something that's empowering.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma. Ma, I
Sure.
would like to ask, maybe from your experience, have you, had any experience where you shift your mindset and it has really helped you in reducing your suffering, ma? Have you had any experience like that, ma?
Um, I have experiences like that all the time, because not all the experiences we I go through every day, they're not all, happy, good experiences. But I have to look at it and just try to find what's the good in this experience and focus on that, instead of looking at the if I just sit in traffic, for example, if I'm going to an appointment and I'm sitting in traffic and I start to feel that I'm going to be running late, or I'm going to miss my appointment or anything like that, I just shift it right there, that okay, well, this is happening for a reason, to prevent me from having a car accident down the road. I don't know, it's possible. But the thing is, whatever is happening in my life, I just let it happen. I try to not resist what happens. If it's happening, I just let it happen and shift my mindset in a way to look at the experience in a positive way, and think that maybe this is happening for me, not happening to me. So yeah, the shift actually I have to shift my mindset every day. Something happens where that doesn't go my way, for example, and I have to shift my mindset. Yeah.
Hmm. Thank you so much, Mrs. Naima. That's a very, very strong mindset. I would like to ask, ma, do you have any advice you would like to give to the audience, ma? If you have any, ma.
Um, my advice is, don't believe everything you think. These are just thoughts, you know? These don't be anytime you think something, question that thought, especially when it's a thought that's not supporting you. It's a thought that's going to prevent you from pursuing what you want, from taking that step towards your dream, or from taking that step towards your goals. Just question the thinking and don't believe everything you think. Yeah.
Thank you so much, ma. And normally there's a question I normally ask, ma. From the ancestors, from the forefathers, if there is anything you would like to bring back to our time today, what do you think that thing will be?
I think that would be um, the simplicity of life, how things were very simple back then. Everything was very simple and no complexity, you know. People were feeling that, time was going slower than these days.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely something I appreciate in old times.
Yes, ma. Mrs. Naima, I really want to appreciate you for your time, for everything. I want to say thank you so much, ma.
You're very welcome. It was a pleasure meeting you. Good
All
luck to
right.
you.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.